Imagine waking up to profits from the pending order you set the previous day. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel where we don't just predict the markets, but we learn how to think like disciplined traders. So yesterday we analyzed Bitcoin together. If you've not watched the video, you can go and check it out. So we analyzed Bitcoin yesterday and we placed the pending order right here that got activated. So if you see, we're currently in profits. So let me know in the comment sections if you actually took this trade and if you set the pending order. So today we're going to be looking at two things. First, we're going to look at the difference between gold and silver, and also we're going to be reviewing the silver market. We'll be analyzing the silver market. So I'll review the BTC trade first, then we'll dive into today's market analysis on silver. But before we look at the charts, there's one question I want to answer that many traders always ask. And the question is this: if gold and silver are both precious metals, why do they always move the same way? I think so many traders always focus on gold, forgetting silver, because gold has like a very high volatility. But with silver, it also has a high volatility, but we can also trade it and look at it differently. So we'll be looking at the difference today. So first, let's look at the analysis we did yesterday. So we did a top-down analysis and we noticed that we were in a downtrend and we drew this support and resistance zone here. So I think when we're taking the analysis, the market was around here yesterday. So the market actually moved and came and reacted up to this support and resistance zone right here. So it reacted to the support and resistance zone here. And if you look at that trend line also, it reacted to this trend line before starting the downward movement. And if you also see, looking at our candlestick patterns, you see that this is a falling star. So it's like a very good rejection from here. We can also see a manipulation. So it was acting on this other block here. So it reacted to this other block, and now so with a strong rejection, and the next candle was like a bearish engulfing candle, which is also a strong sign that it's going to be going down. So let's see how the market plays out, and this is where we're expecting to take profits. But I think if you've entered the trade, make sure to take partials. Instead of moving your stop loss, I would advise you rather take partials. You can take partials at 50%, somewhere around here, and then you can take the next partials somewhere around here. I think this is a fair value gap before allowing the rest to run right up to the take profits. All right, so let's dive into what will be the question we asked earlier. So why does silver move differently from gold? So many beginners think that because gold and silver are both precious metals, they should always move exactly the same way, which is not true all the time, because while they often move in the same direction, they don't always move with the same strength or at the same speed, right? For example, gold is a safe haven. It's considered as a safe haven asset during times of economic uncertainty or geopolitical tensions. Investors often buy gold just to preserve their wealth. That's why gold tends to react very strongly to inflations, interest rates, and major global events. Whereas silver is different because it has two roles. So let's remember that gold acts as a safe haven asset. So when there's inflation, there's interest rates and major global events, people would always go back there to maybe save up their money. Whereas silver is a precious metal just like gold, and it can also store value. But silver is also an industrial metal, right? It's used in products like, let's say, solar panels, electronics, medical equipments, and I don't know, even electric vehicles. So because of its industrial use, silver does not only react to the fear of maybe inflation, like economic events, right? It also reacts to the strength of the global economy. So if manufacturing demands are increasing, silver will definitely perform well even when gold is not moving much. On the other hand, if industries are slow, right? If demand is slow, silver would underperform compared to gold. So while gold is mainly driven by investor sentiments and the economic uncertainty, for example, if there's a global issue or the inflation rates, you see people rushing to save their assets in gold. Whereas with silver is influenced by both these sentiments, investors' demands, and the industrial demand. So that's why traders should analyze silver on its own rather than assuming that you'd always follow gold. So today we're going to be analyzing silver and would see the direction it takes and would see if we can have any entries in silver. All right. So let's see, this is on the 4-hour time frame. We'll go down to the monthly time frame. We're going to do a top-down analysis on silver. So we explained top-down analysis yesterday, so you can watch the video from yesterday if you want to get more context on it. So I think we'll just switch off our indicator here. So this is the silver chart. So the first thing is we'll connect our highest highs and our highest lows with the ray tool, and then let's see for our lowest lows. This is what we have here. So generally you see on the monthly time frame that silver is in an uptrend. So let's go down to the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, there's not much difference. So we can actually see that this is the most recent low, but let's go down to the daily time frame to draw that recent low. So on the daily time frame, let's look at our most recent low and connect it to the previous. So you see this line crosses, so this is not a valid trend line here. So we'll just move this to another low where it has another low that has not been broken. So let's take this low. Okay, all right, so let's see what we have here. This is the day time frame. Let me just readjust this. Okay, so I think on the daily time frame we have that. Then we can also draw a line to connect the most recent highs to. So here we go. Good. So we see already on the daily time frame that we are currently in a downtrend. So on the monthly time frame it shows we're in an uptrend, but on the daily time frame it shows we're in a downtrend. So that's like a retracement to follow or continue the uptrend. So in this case you see lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So let me just use this path here to draw. So I think this was our uptrend here. So this was our low. Then now we started the lower low, the lower high, and the lower low, the lower high, and right now we're currently at the lower low. So here you see that this is like a downtrend. Yeah. Okay, going down to the 4-hour time frame, this is where I start looking for my entries. So let's see the lines we can draw from here. So from the 4-hour time frame, remember we know we're in a downtrend, so we're looking for sell entries. If you're a scalper, you can trade retracements, you can look for buy entries and trade retracements. So from here we can draw this. Okay, this is beautiful. This is a very beautiful trend line. It has 1, 2, 3 touches, even 4 I would say. So we see that the trend is already playing out with respect to the trend line. So we'll go down again to the, okay, before we go down to the 1-hour time frame, we can draw a support and resistance zone here. So I think this region is a good support and resistance and zone, and the market has actually reacted around this zone already. So let's go down to the 1-hour time frame and see what we have. So remember, if you're trading silver, it's also very volatile as gold. So make sure you either have a very big account or you enter with a very small lot size if you're trading a small account. So if you're having a prop firm account, that's fine. But if you're having a live account with maybe $20, $100, you have to be very careful. So on our lower time frame, okay, instead of the ray tool, I think I'll just use my trend line. So I would want to join this line to these points. So we have 3 touches here. That's good. And then yeah, so I think that's what we have for our trend line so far. I can turn on our indicator right now. So we see that this point here where it's reacting, it's actually reacting on a fair value gap here. So I think the trade is really playing out. It's currently in a sell. So if you have to enter this sell, you have to wait for two things. Either it comes and reacts. So let's go down to the 15-minute time frame to look for a second entry to this already playing trade on this line, or it comes and sweeps liquidity on this Asian high. So this is the Asian high, this is the Asian midline, this is the Asian low. So because the markets are currently open, I think they'll be open in a few minutes, like in an hour, it's going to have a lot of manipulation. It might come and react on the midline, or it might come and sweep liquidity on this Asian high before continuing in the downward direction. So let's say we can enter a sell here to be safe, to be on the safe side, not to miss the entry. We can enter a sell here, and then our stop loss can be slightly above this. So this is a trend line, and then our take profit can be where this other trend line is. So this is a 3:5, which is good. And also notice that we have another trend line here. So you can have, like, you can take your first partials when it reacts on this trend line. So we'll be waiting to see how it reacts on this trend line to confirm if it's going to continue moving in the downwards direction. So we're expecting it to come and react here and then continue pushing to the downside. So I think I'll just set a pending order for this trade like we did yesterday for Bitcoin too. So let me know in the comment sections what you think, and if you've analyzed silver before, or if you trade silver, what do you think? So to summarize today's video, we see that our Bitcoin trade from yesterday is currently playing out. Let me just quickly go back there. So this morning there would be a lot of manipulation because the market is opening. Yes, so you see it's currently retracing. It might come and react on this Asian low before continuing. And also, we've learned that although gold and silver often move together, silver has unique characteristics because of its industrial demands. So that's why every market deserves its own analysis. I don't think we should analyze one market and think or assume that it's going to play out like another market. So if you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments which market you enjoy trading the most: forex, indices, commodities, or crypto, even metal, silver. So if you're enjoying this daily educational market breakdowns, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next analysis. Remember, the goal isn't to catch every move, the goal is to stay in the game. Bye.